Well, over time, many states in northern Nigeria have evolved from peaceful and serene communities to areas where many find it difficult to sleep with both eyes closed.
And several reports indicate that banditry led to the deaths of more than 1,000 people in Zamfara, Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, Sokoto, and of course Niger States. And that's between January and December 2019.
Well, another report says more than 6,000 persons, including women and children, died as a result of activities of bandits between June 2011 and May 2019 in Zamfara state alone.
The statistics goes on and it shows that between 2011 and 2018, 500 villages and 13,000 hectares of land were rained in Zamfara state, and more than 2,000 people were also killed in that state. Now, the former governor of Zamfara state, Abdulaziz Yari, while in office, raised alarm on the situation in his state, seeking an end to the menace.
Well, also recall reports, of bandits attacking and killing many in Kaduna State using a helicopter. Now, many others have been killed in communities such as Kajuru local government area, Ungwan Gamo, Dogonoma, Ungwan Sarki, and Mekuri in southern Kaduna.
Now, let's move to Katsina State, where hundreds of Nigerians have also been killed, many more abducted, and thousands displaced. As of March 2020, more than 200,000 people were internally displaced, while another 35,000 became refugees. They had to seek refuge in neighboring Niger Republic.
And a report from Niger State indicates that in 7 years of banditry, 380 persons have been killed, 71 abducted, and 79 million naira paid as ransom.
Not a good one at all, and the federal government is not unaware of these developments. Now, it's relocated the headquarters of the General Office commanding GOC to Sokoto State to coordinate the fight against terrorists and banditry in the northwest, comprising Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, Kebbi states and its environs.
Well, these officers were given orders to re-strategize in collaboration with the communities to defeat insurgency and restore peace and security in the region. The operation is also targeted at neutralizing a notorious bandit leader, Bello Turji, and his gang.
We're also hearing reports that some communities in Zamfara state are boldly taking steps to end the war. They recently attacked and killed at least 37 bandits terrorizing their area in Matugi village, Talata Marafa local government area.
Well, how do we put an end to banditry in northern Nigeria? We have guests joining us shortly to speak on this. Welcome to Good Morning Nigeria. I am Victor Azu.
And I'm Henry John. Many thanks for joining us. We're live on the network service of the NTA, and we are at the headquarters in Abuja. As we always say, you can't beat the rich, so you have to stay put for what we've got on Good Morning Nigeria today. Of course, the newspaper review would come up shortly. Chukwudi Okoli Ugbaja is already around. Of course, can feel him already from the studio. He'll be here shortly. But for now, we have with us our colleague, Zenret Dingmon, with the morning news. Zenret, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Ian Ray and Victor. Good morning, and here's the news. Vice President Kashim Shettima says President Bola Tinubu is very much interested in the security situation in Nigeria and is not taking it lightly, calling for regional and collective efforts to address the insecurity in West Africa's Sahel region. The Vice President stated this during an audience with the leadership of the News Agency of Nigeria at the Presidential Villa ahead of the upcoming non-international lecture on Sahel security. Vice President Shettima expressed optimism about the potential outcomes of the conference, believing it will come up with a lot of perspectives on how to address insecurity. The Nigeria Police Force has activated the Interpol tools and other global policing networks to support ongoing domestic investigations aimed at locating and apprehending a foreign national plotting to undermine the democratically elected government in Nigeria through unconstitutional regime change and orchestrating violence across the country during the nationwide protest. At a media briefing in Abuja, the force assures that it will spare no effort in bringing to justice any individual or group threatening national security and the governance process. On the invitation extended to NLC, the force says it was strictly to some individuals within NLC leadership to get details of the relationship between the foreign national that the force is investigating and the labor union, as the suspect owns a business center within the NLC building.
To his Nigerian collaborators, urging them to mobilize the public to violently storm police facilities and military barracks, anticipating a bloodbath that will instigate international condemnation of the Nigerian government.
Meanwhile, the Federal High Court Abuja has fixed 11th September 2024 for ruling on the bail application filed by 10 protesters against their continued remand in police custody. The 10 defendants in the matter were arraigned by the police for their alleged involvement in conspiracy, treasonable felony, incitement against public peace, and destruction of public property. Opposing a motion filed by defense counsel for their bail based on presumption of innocence, prosecution counsel Simon Logg, SAN, said grievous allegations had been made against them and there were no exceptional circumstances to warrant bail at this time. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Mansour Mukhtar as Chairman Bank of Industry, with Dr. Olasupo Olusi, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the bank. Ifeoma Uzokwala, Shekara Umar, Hussein Effiong, Mabel Indagi, Rotimi Akinde as Executive Directors, Tajuddin Dati Ahmed, Ade Damola Olufemi Young, Reverend Isaac Adefemi Agoye, Malam Mohammed Bala as Non-Executive Directors, while Oreoluwa Adeyemi, Suleiman Musa Kadira to serve as independent non-executive directors. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, is in Bali, Indonesia, to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as head of Nigeria's delegation to the second Indonesia-Africa Forum.
Tinubu has been very consistent in that. He has said that all investors are welcome to Nigeria. We are putting a Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council to help businesses outside Nigeria to come and flourish in our country.
And that's the news for now. Good Morning Nigeria continues with Victor and Ian Ray after this break.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, we turn dark into light, we make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Education is unique, we are more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strength and unity, we know they carry life. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
I am pregnant. It is important for me to take care of myself and stay healthy.
To be strong and have a healthy pregnancy, take iron and folic acid tablets every day when you're pregnant. This prevents anemia and helps maintain a healthy pregnancy. Visit your healthcare provider for regular antenatal care. This message is from the ANRIN Project, Federal Ministry of Health.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. No need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids.
Imagine a world where your potential isn't limited by your bank account, where your financial dreams can become reality. That world is here with the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation scheme, Credico. Credico is one of President Tinubu's initiatives designed to put the power of consumer credit in the hands of working Nigerians. Here to help you achieve your goals, whether it's providing for your family or expanding your home or business. Visit www.credico.ng today for details. This is the renewed hope.
A new edition of TV Guide is out.
This time, we got up close and personal with the transformational legislator, the Deputy President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Barrel Jibrin.
We've created a difference in terms of representation through interventions that have brought an unprecedented infrastructural development to my area.
This edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from technology, entertainment, economy, media, politics, family, and lots more.
It is indeed a park of excitement as we take you through every aspect of life. Pick up your copy and get abreast with issues and trending features within our space.
TV Guide, very incisive, very educative and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
We must all join hands to work hard so that we build a country for our grandchildren.
My hope is that we develop as a nation where every citizen is given his due right. There is transparency, honesty, and integrity.
Put the interests of this country first and foremost. Interests of Nigeria is being one nation, one people.
The need, if I mean, to put things right, things that have gone wrong before, to try and put right. For this, for the love of country.
Up next is newspaper review.
All right, Chukwudi Okolobaja is here in the studio with us, ready for newspaper review. Good morning, Chukwudi. I don't know why I felt like introducing you like a Gen Z baddie. Just say my man, Chooks the boy, is in the house and there's something like that.
It is the natural excitement I create in you. We thank God for small mercies. Mary,
good to see you.
Flattery will take him everywhere. No, it won't get you anywhere.
Anyway, exactly. And by the way, I don't like hearing the word Gen Z around me. Let's take a look at what the papers have. The lead stories on the dailies that we got this morning. We'll begin with the Daily Sun. And the Daily Sun leads with the fallout of the End Bad Governance protests. And the caption says, new twist as federal government goes after Britain over alleged plot to topple Tinubu. The riders, police declare Andrew Wine wanted, begins trial of protesters on treason charges. Court remands 10 to prison. Okay, that's on page 4. You want to see what's going on. Hyperdeck calls for state of emergency in flood-ravaged states, says 634 communities, 40,000 families affected in Benue and Kebbi. All right, beside a picture story right here on the front page of the Daily Sun, National Assembly lauds Tinubu's 50% electricity subsidy for public hospitals, faces pressure to cut budgetary allocation. Below that, PDP initiates discussions to bring Kwankwaso Obi back. Page 6 has all that discuss you want to see. Tragedy in Unsuka as mom, daughter, 2 others die and sleep. Sad story. Page 4 would guide you. Police nab 92 suspects kidnappers from McCarthy Forest. That's on page 5. And yes, this is on almost all the papers this morning, and it's cause for concern. Fuel scarcity worsens as marketers' stocks run dry. The riders, experts want for the government to collaborate with local refineries. That's on page 22. Okay, that's the only rider there. Fuel scarcity worsens as marketers' stocks run dry. And a black strip at the bottom of the front page of the Daily Sun. Wike not above discipline, says PDP. All right. Page 6 has that. You want to find out who's holding the cane or the whip. All right, let's see what the People's Daily has now. The People's Daily is our next paper. Of course, end bad governance, fallout leads. This one here says police arraigned 10 protesters over claims of attempts to overthrow Tinubu. That's right here. And above that, Northern governors pledge united action against rising insecurity. Of course, disciplinary action against Wike is also right here on the People's Daily. That's an interesting topic you want to see. Below the picture story, man attempts to gouge out wife's eyes for alleged ritual in Abia. 19-year-old native doctor kills client while testing bulletproof charm in Edo. 19-year-old native doctor kills client while testing bulletproof charm in Edo. Interesting. Page 7 has that. We have commenced petrol production, says Dangote Group. Of course, looking forward to seeing that in our fuel stations. Governor Yusuf inaugurates Judicial Commission of Inquiry on killings and looting. And that's an update on the protest. So that's it from the People's Daily. Victor.
All right, the leadership is here as well, and it leads with this prominent story. Police uncover foreigners plotting regime change. Declare British citizen Andrew Wine wanted. I am ready to answer questions. Suspect. Arraign 10 end bad governance protesters. Okay, and then above the nameplate, Northern governors unite against insecurity. Page 6. And on page 12, late President Yar'Adua's mother dies at 102. Right, and below the masthead, NNPC's debt admission worsens fuel scarcity. And on the strip to the right here, you have a couple of stories. Our report will reposition livestock sector, JGA committee, page 7. Banks deposits with CBN rise by 104% to 3.8 trillion naira. For implication, check page 25. NYSC, JAM denies role in HND graduates exclusion, page 7. And finally, before we drop this, 2027, it's a tiny strip there, 2027, Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso in talks to produce candidates. That's according to the PDP, and it's on page 4. Chukwudi.
Thank you, Victor. Interesting, Britain is being, hunted over the hunger protests. I don't want to go into the pronunciation of his name. This is not a broadcast, class. But the double N there suggests it might be a win at the end of the day. Anyhow, the police really must have their facts. Otherwise, the debate about the protesters to be charged for treason kind of rankles somewhere. But you don't know what the lawmen have found out. It is not protesting that will be treasonable. It is what happened within the protest that would be treasonable. So the question is, did anything happen that would take the stakes that high. You and I cannot know.
Well, it's a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. So it's going to be brickbats between prosecution and defense, you know. So, good. Now, the fuel thing is becoming more and more intriguing. The federal government has not up until now agreed that there is subsidy. And hear nothing, say nothing. We don't have subsidy as far as I'm concerned, because government has not come out to say that. But I remember that the former governor of Kaduna State did come out at a point to say that there is indeed subsidy. My private thinking suggests that maybe there is subsidy, but that is not even the point. The way editorial is headed concerning the matter worries me. Why are we not saying that with Port Harcourt almost ready and Dangote about to, we are likely to see a drop in the price of fuel? You have to, again, what sort of journalism do you practice? You have to tell us that there is hope for tomorrow. Why are we always tearing up a sordid past?
Well, perhaps because Port Harcourt has been almost ready for so long.
That was in January.
Almost ready for so long.
Port Harcourt refinery, the artful dodger of petrochemical industry.
By the way, have you seen that comic relief about the Port Harcourt refinery? That the dates they keep setting for the refinery to begin to work, they never get to inform the refinery. So
and I saw
the refinery is not aware that it's going to work.
Neri, this is serious business. This bit you're introducing.
You see,
sometimes I accuse you of mild mischief. You're exuding it again.
but
the news suggests that the refinery is not part of setting a date for its recommencement. It doesn't make sense, does it?
It's everywhere. I'll send it to you. No, but looking at the shifts in dates, I mean, over 6 times. Like we keep hearing,
Actually,
this date, next date.
I don't talk about it anymore. I don't talk about it. Black Africa. You see, I don't like bashing Nigeria so much, because I see Nigeria being in the cesspool of things happening on the African continent. There's a way we are. If it were somewhere in the UK or US and you keep saying this will happen, and it never gets to happen, somebody's head would have rolled by now. Somebody would have resigned out of honor. Remember, the Japanese cut open the stomach. They called it harakiri, way back if they thought they lost honor in public. Wither Africa, where is dignity? Where are we?
Quo vadis Africa.
Wither Africa. So we got to change the way we think. We must show that we're accountable to the people. The good leader is that man who is ultimately accountable to generality of the people. Not the man who goes about in one SUV, all windows rolled up and tinted. That's not it. It doesn't work that way. So, we go on.
Northern governors unite against insecurity. I'm not sure where the contingent from Abuja that is relocating to the northwest. I'm not sure where the
Northern governors unite against insecurity. What did they do before? Insecurity is making Nigeria hungry. Much of the food we consume comes from the north. It is very important to hit this point so that we know that every part of this country is relevant to the growth of the country. Petroleum, of course, gives us a lot of foreign exchange. But sustenance from day to day comes from food, apart from oxygen, security and all that. So they have to unite. They've been talking about it since. So I want to hear the header, the editorial, as this is what they are going to do to actualize what has been touted for a long time. The first thing is the forces, the security forces, and those in government should have the same destination. Their vision must be one concerning fighting insecurity. They must never work at cross purposes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. And late President Yar'Adua's mother dies at work.
When I hear Yar'Adua's name, who was it? Okay, I remember. Ojukwu wrote about the passing of Owl, the great Owl, the man who developed his community, the way the Sardauna did as well. He said he described Awo as the best president Nigeria never had. When I hear the name Yaradua, I bow in respect. He didn't have many days to show who he was. But the fact that he said, go and make peace with the Niger Delta, that is the way forward. Stop your kinetic and all that. Of course, when people get really criminal, you have to stop them. But the non-kinetic means worked in the Niger Delta. That's why we have relative peace today. May her soul rest in perfect peace.
Of course.
The Yaradua family.
Yeah,
not been easy losing two of your most prominent children, seeing them pass. Not quite easy.
Things would always happen in the world.
May her soul rest
What you require is the equanimity. Victor, we are talking this morning. How do we know our afternoon will be? May God have mercy on us.
No, but at 102, I think that she did her best.
No, we are saying that we have talked about losing her children. And I said,
a lot
agony,
goes into the 102.
agony has no respect for anybody. You know?
Well, very sad. But, towing that line of death, this tragedy in Nsukka of a mother and her two daughters dying in their sleep, something that, should be investigated.
It should be one of two things. Either a generator was on, or, was it reported that way?
No generator.
Or something they ate before they went to bed. It's one of those. I'm not Dr. Chukudi though.
Okay, if you're not a doctor, but maybe you understand how native doctors operate.
Oh my God.
A 19-year-old native doctor has killed his clients.
Have I ever got into these studios with charms or amulets?
You leave them at the gate because you are thoroughly checked before you get in.
I'm well admired in my community, this Eluku. So whatever you do to give me a bad name will never stick.
No, it's not.
Are you a JP?
It's not a bad name.
It was Kingsley Osadolo. He said something. I said, Killjoy. He told me that name will not stick.
It's not. No, but this story, cause for concern, and you may understand how native doctors operate. No, let's be frank now. A 19-year-old native doctor kills his client while testing bulletproof charm in Edo. By the way, so many stories coming from Edo in build up to the election. October 21 is election day. So now, why did the native doctor not test, the charm on himself?
Black Africa should come out of daydream. You said, keep on going to Black Africa. She don't test them.
but this happened in Edo. I'm surprised Yere wants you to be the one to respond when it happened.
The supernatural does indeed exist. But if you want to make progress in life, run away from the supernatural. Live as natural a life as you can. Then you'll be happy almost on a daily basis. Because they'll tell you what the devil submits to you is going to come for sometime in your life. I don't want to become Pastor Chukudi.
Well, very unfortunate for the client, but I think that it was unwise of him or her. He should have simply asked whoever did the charm to test it on himself or his friend or his father or something.
That's the logic. But preservation is the first law of nature. So he turned the gun against the man.
All right.
Or turn the gun on the man, please.
Let's take a break and let those who know native doctors and doctors, talk about on the show. We'll be right back. And, of course, we'll get into the conversation. Stay with us.
Did you know that President Bola Tinubu has approved the suspension of import duties and tariffs on rice, maize and other essential food items for the next 5 months? The President has also approved the suspension of import duties on pharmaceutical raw materials and equipment. This will help bring down the prices of